Dwayne The Rock Johnson is known for his massive physique, ridiculous diet, tough guy attitude, and kind smile. If there's a blockbuster action movie these days, it's a slim chance that Dwayne Johnson isn't in it. Many people may figure his life isn't all that interesting, but they couldn't be more wrong. Here are 7 facts you didn't know about Dwayne Johnson. Number 1. Johnson's family has wrestled for generations. Johnson was not The Rock in the beginning, he was actually called Rocky Maivia. This was his father's first name and his grandfather's last name. Both of them went by their wrestling names, not their birth names. But it doesn't end there. It wasn't just Johnson's father and grandfather who were wrestlers. Other than them, he has 14 cousins who are all professional wrestlers. Talk about a family business. Number 2. We all know The Rock as being the tough guy that no one can stand up to, but there was a time not long ago where he was the complete opposite. In 2011, Johnson realized that his career was not headed the direction he wanted to. Most of his movies were hit or miss, with the final nail in the coffin being The Tooth Fairy. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, he revealed why he had not done this sooner. He said it was incredibly difficult because you develop a friendship over the years. But it just dawned on me, change has to happen. After switching agencies, he skyrocketed to the top, quickly becoming the feature of almost every action movie that was coming out. His tough guy look was also worked on by his agents, giving production companies a set number of hits that Johnson was to take on screen and a higher number of hits that he would dish out as to not show him getting beat up and maintaining the tough guy picture. Number 3. If you've ever wanted to get married by The Rock, just know that it's possible. In 2015, Johnson pulled a prank on one of his best friends, Nick Mundy, on his wedding day. Johnson took it upon himself to marry the happy couple and become an ordained minister in the state of California to be able to conduct their wedding ceremony. Mundy described it as the best day of his life, and we can understand why. Number 4. After going to university on a football scholarship, he had dreams of playing in the NFL, but when the draft came, he wasn't picked. He was signed to the Canadian Football League's Calgary Stampeders, but was let go after the coach said he wasn't good enough. He was nearly broke and had to live with his parents in Tampa while he was all the way in Miami. He tried to make it there on his own, but had to call his dad to go pick him up, he said in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter. I looked in my pocket and I had $7. Wow, $7 to my name. After that, he abandoned football and followed in the family footsteps to become a wrestler. After a few failed attempts, he finally invented himself as The Rock and began his climb to international superstardom. Number 5. No one can argue that Dwayne Johnson makes boatloads of money every year from consistently churning out blockbuster hits, even landing on Forbes' list of the highest paid actors. But the question is, what does he do with all of it? In 2006, Johnson founded the Dwayne Johnson Rock Foundation. The foundation supports children with illnesses, disabilities, and disorders, as well as supporting them with fitness and nutrition. Number 6. It's no question that The Rock is absolutely huge, and many would say he couldn't get bigger. But in 2005, he openly admitted to having breast reduction surgery. He had spent too long in the gym and on diets trying to get his chest to look perfect, but he couldn't due to gynecomastia, which is when fat becomes stored in the chest. He then underwent the procedure to remove the fatty tissue, which gave us the shredded Rock we know and love today. Number 7. Johnson's life wasn't all glamour and fame. For him, growing up wasn't very easy. He was born in Rayward, California in 1972. He spent his childhood bouncing around homes in the US and New Zealand. His family relocated to Honolulu when he was 14. However, life over there wasn't easy either. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, he said, "We were living in an efficiency that cost $120 a week. We came home and there's a padlock on the door and an eviction notice. My mom starts bawling. She just started crying and breaking down. Where are we going to live? What are we going to do?" He then turned to crime to try and support his family, he said in another interview. In Waikiki, there's a couple high-end blocks where there's your Prada, Chanel, Gucci, Armani, jewelry stores, plenty of jewelry stores, he said. There are a lot of tourists that come into Waikiki, and there's a lot of money. A lot of foreign money that comes in, and we were part of the theft ring that would target those groups. We would target the money, we would target the high-end clothes, and we would target the jewelry. turn around and sell it best we could. He continued to bounce between different high schools around the US until a football coach spotted him and made him come play. At 16, he was 6'4" and 225 libs, so it's understandable he received a full football scholarship and went off to universities. Click the subscribe and notification bell to stay up to date with your favorite celebrities and athletes. Want to see a video about your favorite celebrity or athlete? Drop a comment below and don't forget to hit like.